Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back on the YouTube video. This time we're going to be playing some top ladder using Mega Knight Ramrider. So I don't think I've ever made a video on this deck, and of course this deck isn't a deck that's like broken in the meta, OP in the meta, but it is a deck that has kind of been, lingering around, in the game a little bit, I would say for the past, year or two now. Obviously Mega Knight Ramrider is kind of similar to P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam. They're both kind of Bridge Spam decks, also kind of control type decks. Both have like some good pressure cards. Bandit and Ewiz, both of the decks have. Main difference though is the Mega Knight obviously doesn't do as much damage as the P.E.K.K.A, but really good versus, like Swarm and just the splash it does. And then with this deck, you see you have two small spells, the Bar Barrel and the Snowball, so you actually have quite an easy time versus bait decks. And also, the Inferno Drag in this deck can come in clutch, especially if your opponent doesn't have a good, reset for it. Maybe they're using, like, RG, maybe they're using, even Golem, even though they have the Lightning. The Inferno Drag is only 4 Elixir, so if they do Lightning it, it is a negative trade. Just, even Graveyard, too, very easy for this deck, because you have Poison, Inferno Drag, which the Graveyard player often doesn't have reset for. So you can actually have a lot of success with this deck in the meta, even though it's not, like, a broken deck or anything like that. So, we're 627th in the world right now. We're going to try to push up a little bit more. If you guys want to support me, you can use my creator code BOSS. Really appreciate all you guys, who use my code. It means a lot. Really does support me, and I appreciate it. So, let's go ahead and go into the first game. And, it's also, as I kind of compared it to P.E.K.K.A a little bit. Playstyle is a bit similar, I would say. Same starting plays. Like, it's okay starting with, with P.E.K.K.A Bridge Spam, best starting play is Bandit in the back. Same with this deck, Bandit in the back, probably the best starting play. It's also okay to cycle, Snowball. Well, in this case, since he just played, Spear Goblins at the bridge, we're obviously just going to Snowball those. So we go for an Inferno Drag, have Bar Barrel ready if he wants to play another bait card. Looks like he's not going to, so I'm actually going to go ahead and play a Ramrider and then poison anything he plays. Not a Goblin Gang, but if he were to play something like, I don't know, like Rascals or Musketeer, I definitely would have poisoned. But the Goblin Gang wasn't worth it, obviously. It died on his side of the map. So we'll just go for a Bandit in the back here. He's using that really popular Mortar Bait deck in the meta that has Skeleton Barrel and Musketeer. There is the Skeleton Barrel. So I don't really want to leak Elixir, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and play my Ewiz in the back. I didn't want to leak, I think it would have been at least 1 Elixir. It wasn't worth leaking and to just play an Ewiz on it. I guess I'm just going to cycle Inferno Drag in the back. The Musketeer's probably going to, I guess a couple shots. And actually, to be honest, that's not too bad because he's going to have kind of split damage on both lanes. And we can just Bandit to clean up the Spear Goblins. I'm actually going to Ewiz, even though I could have Snowballed. This way we have Counter Push. And now he's going to have to log the Ewiz, and it's still going to get probably a hit. Wow, it even gets 2 hits. Let's go. So, not bad at all, especially considering we do have a bit of a heavier deck compared to him. So I feel like in, double we should have a pretty easy time. We can Ramrider in the back. Just a tip, I often see people use Ramrider and never play it in the back. They always seem afraid to do it. But honestly, way better than playing it at the bridge by itself. I just feel like, if you're playing it in the back, you give yourself a chance to support it, depending on the situation. And if you're just playing it at the bridge by itself, if it's by itself, that's very easy for your opponent to stop. It's definitely a card you want to support, not one you play alone. Unless you're using the Ramrider with, say, the Lumberjack and it's like raged already, then that's okay to play it by itself, but otherwise it just doesn't make sense to. Bandit does connect to the tower. We can just go ahead and cycle another Mega Knight in the back. We're just kind of slowly but surely overwhelming him. We can just play an Ewiz on that Skeleton Barrel, pretty nice and easy defense. And then just anytime he plays Musketeer, just poison the Musketeer as well as the tower. But I guess now we can just go for an Inferno Drag. That's definitely a poison we're going to take. We can just go for a Bar Barrel on the Spear Goblins. And then just a Snowball on the Skeleton Barrel, we currently have the lead by a few hundred, so looking pretty good for us here. He's going to get a little aggressive with the Mortar, so we'll go for a Mega Knight. I'll go for an Inferno Drag, and hopefully the Musketeer doesn't lock on the Inferno Drag. It doesn't, so that's really good. Amazing poison value as well, and now he's going to still have to deal with the Inferno Drag, I think. No, he probably doesn't have to. Ooh, well, we do get a good value Bar Barrel. We can go Inferno Drag because that's good against the Knight. I'll go for a Mega Knight. Alright, we can actually bypass that Mortar. He's going to have to Fireball the Ram Rider, but it's still... Oh my gosh, he didn't even notice it. Wait, what? He just completely ignored the Ram Rider. Maybe he didn't see it? I don't know. I think that might be good game, because now we just have to poison and... How much damage does Snowball do? That's definitely enough, because poison does, I think, like 280. Oh. It's not, so... I took a little bit of a risk, but, you know, honestly, of all the spells, poison's the one I haven't memorized. I know Fireball does 250. Wait, did I just say poison did 280? Okay, that was completely wrong, because on Tournament Standard, Fireball does, like, 172. So I was thinking of it at, like, Tournament Standard, thinking the 72, you know, considering it close to the 80, but I just, wait, I don't know. Wait, Fireball, okay, I'm getting confused with the spell damage now. So at max level, I'm going to guess poison does 265 or something like that. 280 was completely wrong. I don't know why I said that. But anyway, we still won. It didn't cost us the game. That would have been pretty bad if it did. And you can see, even though the new spell damage has been out now for a couple months, still don't have everything memorized. I use the Fireball quite a lot. It's one of my favorite, like, big spells, so I do know that that's 250. It's a nice and easy number. Wow, so he just went Lumberjack at the bridge. I was too busy talking, I wasn't even paying attention, but I guess the Ram Rider, honestly, you know, as you just saw, pretty good defense against it. I'm just going to go ahead and ban it at the bridge, to be honest, because he just spent, you know, 9 elixir, E-Drag, Lumberjack. He's going to NATO that to the King, but, you know, I'm okay with the Bandit dashing, him getting the King activated, and, you know, overall, I'm fine with him having, you know, the Tornado, because Tornado isn't that good against Ram Rider. Oh, no. Golem. Well, here we go. I'm just going to be aggressive because... I mean, he doesn't... Yeah, it's going to be a tower trade. Wait. Wait. Are you kidding me? Wait. Wow. I said wow because I'm literally shocked. What just happened? Like, what? Okay, Golem players confuse me sometimes. I was expecting it to be a tower trade, but he just dumped all of his elixir in the left lane, and then just let an Inferno Drag 3-crown him. In my, literally, the first push of the game, an Inferno Drag 3-crowned him. Sometimes I just don't understand if people just aren't paying attention, or like, maybe he just didn't do a good job of planning ahead. You know, maybe he was like, alright, you know what? He just cycled Inferno Drag in the back, so we're just going to go for the 3-crown in the opposite lane, but I guess he wasn't considering my own counter push. I don't know. Yeah, that was painful to, you know, to watch. Not for me, because I won, but just, you know, just witnessing that was... Okay, we're just going to bandit. You know, it doesn't really matter if you played at the back or, you know, at the bridge. You know, it really doesn't matter. Just bandit first play overalls. You know, pretty solid play. So we'll go for a bar barrel. He probably has some sort of cycle deck because he's got knight and skeletons. So, I mean, it could be Expo, could be like wall breakers. Could be literally any kind of cycle deck, but it's looking like Expo. Which is kind of annoying because I don't really like Expo, but, you know, no knight in cycles, so he's going to have to try to find another way to stop this Mega Knight from jumping unless he cycles back to another knight quickly. Alright, so it is going to be Expo. I don't... Okay, he's back to knight. That is frustrating. He's going to... Yep, there it is. Okay, 4 for 6 trade. I'll take it. Not bad. The thing is in single... Okay. Okay. I like it. He had to spend 7 elixir on the Inferno drag. Yeah, I'm fine with this. I think if we survive single, I think we'll be in a pretty good situation. This is definitely a matchup where we need a Ram Rider in the back, I feel like. I don't think we can Mega Knight in the back, just because that kind of... Like, I don't know, I feel like he could easily punish us if we do that. We took too much damage. So you know how we got that first Expo lock? Like, that was fine, but the fact that he now... I don't know. I'm not really liking this situation, in all honesty. I guess, you know, we're going to try to make the most of it. Got another lock. Yeah, okay, well, we finally... The one good thing is we finally are in double, and maybe we can... It's just, guys, I don't... Expo's annoying. Definitely not something fun to play against. Especially if you don't counter it. And the reason why, you know... a lot of people think Mega Knight does really good versus Expo, but believe it or not, it's pretty difficult because the Tesla gets an insane amount of value. And it's really, really difficult to break through. As crazy as that might seem, it can be hard to break through a Tesla, because you can see here, just gets so much value. I don't even think he needed that fireball. Probably was a pretty bad fireball. But you know what? We're getting closer and closer to making a comeback. And as this game goes longer and longer, it's going to get easier and easier, I feel like, to, you know, have a chance of breaking through. I mean, once again, we are, you know... We're getting places, but... I don't know, it's... Not looking too good still. But then again, he's got to start fireball cycling the tower. Oh boy, here we go. Oh no. We lost. Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. The Tesla, the main, you know, issue there is the Tesla gets so much value. It's pretty much, with someone having 2 buildings, that's quite difficult to get a Ramrider to break through. You know, especially because he has such a fast cycle. You can always get back to another, you know, Tesla. It's pretty hard. And the fact that he got that huge expo, like a second expo lock in, you know, early on in that game was bad too. If he got a little bit less damage from that, we probably would have been fine. But you can really, in that matchup, only afford to take 1 expo lock. If you take 2, and they just outcycle you, it's really hard to come back from. Especially if they play well and, you know, aren't making any, you know, major mistakes. Okay, so here we go. I guess we can just, ooh, a goblin hunt. That's not really something you see every day. I'm fine just poisoning that, getting the tower damage. And then I'll just go ahead and barbarrel this. You know, I'm a little worried that he does have a graveyard, and now that the... Oh my gosh, my cycle's horrible. If I had an Inferno Dragon cycle, it would have killed all of that easily. Horrible, horrible cycle. I actually couldn't have asked for a worse cycle. And we might lose because of it. Okay, we can still win. This is a good matchup for me, but as I already said, I can't believe my cycle was that bad. If I had an Inferno Dragon cycle, I would have won. It would have killed the knight, and if he went in for the graveyard, I would have just been able to... You know, the knight wouldn't have survived very long. It would have been easy to defend, because the Inferno Dragon would have shredded it, but, like, you know, my cycle, of course, wasn't the best. And now, like, I have to poison that. I know he's got graveyard, but I can't let that go. It's too much value. He's gonna... I knew he was gonna freeze. Man, we really got screwed over by cycle early in this game. In some matchups, your cycle really needs to be good, or else it can be a problem if it isn't. Kind of frustrating. Yep, we are going to lose because of cycle, unfortunately. If I had a better cycle, I think we would have for sure been fine. A lot of outcomes of games, sometimes, especially when you're versus like a crazy deck like that, really can be decided by your cycle earlier in the game. And the problem is I had to spend so much elixir on the first graveyard push, it got so much damage, and it was hard to, like, come back from that because I was stuck having to play so much defense and I couldn't really get a good push going. It was annoying. Whereas if I had the Inferno Drag, it would have shredded through the Knight, would have just been able to, you know, Ewiz the graveyard. But the Knight was just tanking for it way too long. I'll probably play 1 or 2 more games here. So we do have Bandit. We can just cycle Bandit in the back here. That's not good. I mean, Lava's a good matchup, but the reason why I'm saying it's not good is because that's unlucky that he played the Lava in the same lane as the Bandit. Alright, that's fine. I don't know if he's going to have any good responses to the Mega Knight, to be honest. We'll see if he has Inferno Drag. So he is going to have a good response. Yeah, it's fun, I think. He probably has to play same lane as us too, which is really good. I think. Alright, here we go. The Ram Rider should definitely prevent the balloon from reaching. Okay. Nice, let's go. Unlucky start. Like because the Bandit was the same lane as his Lava Hound. But we were fine. We were fine. We got the win. How many games was that? 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess 5 games. They're all pretty long, but I guess that'll be it for the video. You know, we won 3 games, lost 2. You know, a little, you know, as you can tell, really upset about losing this game because it's really not a bad matchup. We just got a really, really, really unlucky starting hand. And just how that game played out, just really got a little unlucky. But this deck does really, really good versus graveyard decks. Because, especially if it's a normal one, like Splash Yard or whatever, because they don't have anything for your Inferno drag. So it just gets tons of value, and you have Poison for the graveyard, and then the Mega Knight can be difficult for them to deal with as well. And Ramrod on defense, low-key, is a really good graveyard counter. So that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And let me know what you guys want to see, you know, in the next video. Another deck maybe that I haven't used yet, or something I haven't used in a while. But yeah, just let me know. And thanks again. Until next time, guys.